Okay, that got me so heated. This is why I can't step into politics, because I just see everybody. I see a giant divide, and this is my truth. This is what I think is really going on. You know, no, like I said, nobody's got a plan. Nobody knows what the fuck we're gonna do. Okay, we have a deficit that nobody can take by the horns and really factor and fix that. There is no realistic financial plan in place on either party to get us out of hot water. Nobody knows what we're facing. We're stepping into another cold flu season, and just in my area alone, weird viruses springing up all over again. So, if there were to be some kind of illness again, our country would completely collapse. It wouldn't survive it again. That factor has been in place ever since. That fear comes every year. And with us running out of money, you can't even keep your hospitals staffed. You don't have enough doctors or nurses. You don't have enough people going to school to be doctors and nurses because it costs too much. People can't even afford to do or go to school for things that we absolutely need. We need plumbers and electricians and construction workers just as much as we need surgeons and dentists and psychologists. Realistically look at the cost of a very simple degree for these young kids. Look at the cost of their car payments. Look at the cost of their insurance. Look at the cost of apartments. How realistic is it for our kids to get an education in this country? If you don't come from money, it's almost impossible. If you don't get an academic scholarship or a sports scholarship, you're going to have to depend on your parents. And most parents can't afford another fucking loan on their house when they only get so much, so you have to pay. You have to pay out of pocket. $300, $400, $500 every month for your child to go to college. And who can afford that on top of a mortgage or rent or food on basic minimum wage? Nobody can sustain a life on our minimum wage. And we can't afford to keep printing money. The dollar is pretty much useless at this point. Nobody has a realistic plan. So it's a big fluff cloud of nobody knows what to do, and nobody's going to take real action. I see attributes in both. I'm not saying they're both horrible people. I think they're terrible for leaders of our country. But I do see in Trump the finances. He figured it out a little bit the first time, but I paid for 5 years after in my taxes. Because of that money Trump gave me, I didn't get taxes for 5 years. I'm still waiting for my money. I'm assuming I'll be getting a letter from them saying they're taking all my money again. So, all he did was kick me in the teeth for 5 years. And you can't even really blame it on Trump, because that was the fucking other party. Yeah? I just see two evils fighting for who's less evil. And both of them are going to destroy my people and my country. We can't even stand in a room and be a different political party without a riot, without violence. There's no peaceful protest at all. And that's sad. When you look back to when your grandparents were around, they had the same political parties. They had the same election every fucking 4 years, just like we do. Have you ever heard of any of the shit going down? The White House being run at, yes, there have been presidents that are assassinated, unfortunately, but everything is more violent. You can't even voice your opinion in public because it's just going to be a fight. So, regardless of who wins in this election, there's going to be a riot, there's going to be a fight, and we are already in civil war. And every single one of the candidates increasingly anteing up that anger every day. They do nothing to diminish it. They are creating a civil war in our own country. literal family members won't even talk to each other because of their political differences. Like, it's disgusting. It's an evil. We don't even look at what the president actually does. It's a fucking glorified figurehead. It's the face of America. They are the fluff cloud that keeps us all busy, that feeds, you're the mouthpiece that feeds the world the information, but at no time do you write what you are saying or know what you are saying until they're ready to tell you. You're a puppet, and America doesn't need a fucking puppet. Presidents, yes, they have power. Yes, they do get a say in some things, but when push comes to shove, this country has always been run by a corrupted fucking system. President don't do shit at the end of the day. If the president gets killed, not that I would ever want that to happen, but the country will tick on. I'm just making my point in how useless the position actually is if you think about it. We need to change the real power and who runs this country, and no one's willing to do that. Ain't nobody got a spine to do what it's going to take for us to overthrow our own country. We don't have the... Well, our founding fathers were hungry. They were pushed and pushed until they couldn't be pushed anymore, and they pushed back. And it's going to take us losing far more for anyone to get up off their ass to even push a little bit. Because you got celebrities and you got people. These are my choices, A or B. Pick A or B. I'm sorry, I wasn't born to fucking look at a piece of paper and decide from that. I was born with my own goddamn mind, and I don't think I need either of you dumb fucks. I don't think either of you know how to write a fucking bill to save your life. I think that should be a requirement to be a president. And if you did write a bill, I think it would flop. I think it would tank because you're going to push it out far before it's ready because you have to get that in before the next election so you look good. People only care about their image. They don't care about leading. Problem number one. This country is a shithole. I don't know what else to say. I love it. I love this country. I want it to survive. We ain't gonna survive under these fucking clowns. I'm just a realist and nobody wants to hear about it. Like, really, what do you really think either of them are gonna do for you? None of you can even tell me what their objectives are or any type of plan. Not even like an idea of how they would achieve that realistically. They can say whatever they want. It's actions behind it. You have to look at the actions because all politicians fucking lie. And both of these politicians don't really do shit. Whether either they're blacklisted and can't do shit, which is not helpful for me. Him going in there with a bunch of shit and having to fucking fight every time something needs to be done. That's not helpful for us Americans. You're making it far more complicated and creating a bigger divide. If you actually cared about your country, you should be caring that you're dividing it. You're promoting anger in a turbulent time. We're hungry, we're tired, we're suffering, we don't have enough money, and now you're giving us fighting matches to watch. When they riot in your streets and you can't control it, I want you to remember, politicians, this is on you. When our people are killing our own far more than they are, this government is your fault. You have been a divider since your creation, and anyone with a free mind can see it. And you try to shut up anybody, and you'll never put up anybody who is a true candidate, who truly loves their country and would truly be themselves. You would never sponsor that person. You want the puppet. You need the puppet. The free thinkers scare you to fucking death. And they should, because they see right through you and your bullshit. Doesn't matter. I'm a firm believer that karma is a real bitch and this earth is about to get a cleansing. Y'all had your chances. How many times do you think they're going to allow this shit to play out?